Instead of diversifying their economic connectivity, ending this militarized division of Europe, what do? Well, we try to increase our own stock value in America by, being even more submissive, even more obedient, hoping that Americans will still value us as an ally and, bump up us in the rank of priorities. So, a former hegemon will still think we're a priority. I mean, the whole thing is quite insane. And as you said, the different Europeans have different interests. We know the EU is not, pursuing the national interest of its members anymore. So it is, complete chaos. And in this chaos, I think they're trying to grab onto the Russian boogeyman as a way to pull together consensus. But again, this is a consensus which is further undermining our national interest. Again, remilitarizing the dividing lines of Europe and cutting our own economies down in size by cutting ourselves off their energy in the huge Russian market. So I don't know. I'm very frustrated by Europe, and it's yes, little reason to optimism. But you did mention the Ukraine war seemingly coming to an end, and I see this on the battlefield. You see the economy not doing well. Also, the internal cohesion is not great. You hear more Ukrainian voices recognizing that it's coming to an end. Ukrainians, also high-ranking Ukrainians, are starting to recognize that perhaps the NATO countries weren't there to help, but to use the Ukrainians for, their manpower to fight Russia. So things are starting to crack. I'm not saying it will crack, fall apart within the next few weeks or even the next 2, 3 months, but we seem to be entering the end game here. So if we lose this war, NATO loses this war, which was, many people hoped this would revive the hegemonic era. Now it fears that it would break the golden era. I think it was a Polish president who said it, that if we lose the war in Ukraine, it will end the golden era of the West. How, what, what do you think would happen? What will be the direct consequence? Not if, but when we lose the war in Ukraine.
I'm afraid that the way that is shaping up here in the United States is that um, Europe has very little to offer us and therefore can be dispensed with